Dobro Utro, Divine Pisces, 222. It's Monday, December 16th. I think I said the 16th yesterday by accident, so not bad. It's the 16th today. I'm doing an energy check-in for the Twin Flames today. See what's going on. Get my furniture delivered today to my apartment, which is awesome. A little bit at a time, you know. Okay, yeah, alright, so first card we've got out today is Scorpio. So I definitely feel, and I know this has kind of been in the works for a while, cycle's definitely closing, coming to an end for both twins right now. I'm still feeling a little bit of resentment here, though. Feeling some betrayal kind of coming up, which could be just as a result of the ending of these cycles. You know, there could have been something maybe you learned, either maybe about a karmic situation or about your twin. You feel a little bit of betrayal kind of coming in, but that seems to be going back and forth right now, so take that into account. It may not actually be you. It could also be past life karma that's coming up. It seems to be a thing for the last month or so, past life karma kind of coming up in waves. But I also feel, again, a lot of sexual energy going back and forth. I'm still feeling a little bit of dark night of the soul. Not as bad as it was, though, but still a little bit of dark night of the soul coming in, which is triggering a purge. There's a huge purge going on right now across the collective. It's just like coming in waves, I feel. A lot of divine masculines, heart chakras are opening up, which is allowing for the purging to happen. So if you've been recently triggered, or maybe you've been kind of re-upping your healing game, it's probably bringing a lot of stuff to the surface, like inner child wounds and stuff like that, that's being cleared. But I'm still feeling like a strong emotion, just in general, going on right now. And it may not be sadness, it may not be depression, it's just emotion. I feel like it's almost like an awakening of emotions. Maybe some emotions that have been suppressed for a long time. Definitely feel some insecurities coming to the surface right now. I feel a very strong 5D connection between the twins right now. So dreams, telepathy, things like that. Feelings, you know, so the emotions and the actual, like, feelings kind of going back and forth right now. And I still feel that a lot of divine masculines, you know, they're kind of quiet in the 3D, but they are reaching out in the 5D fairly regularly, okay? Almost like, I feel like it's like divine masculines actually trying to kind of, instead of asking for help, which where he was there for a while, it's almost like divine masculine's kind of letting divine feminine know, here's what's going on. So you may be getting like visions, maybe just like a strong knowing of something is happening with your twin, or, you know, maybe you're getting dreams, and things like that, which could be triggering you too, okay? So keep that in mind. It's not just 3D communication that triggers you, okay? 5D communication can also trigger you. Alright, but yeah, I mean, it's just like a strong need to release control. And again, divine masculine's kind of been in this energy of just holding on, holding on, holding on. And now they're just kind of in an energy of, they just don't want to hold on anymore. Like they're seeing the ending of these cycles that are happening, and it's almost like they're accepting what's happening. I still feel a little bit of control issues though, like still kind of feeling like they're losing their grip on things. Maybe they feel like they're losing their grip on reality, you know, especially with this 5D communication that's going back and forth. You know, a lot of them, you know, very rooted in the 3D, so like when the spiritual stuff kind of comes up, kind of freaks them out a little bit. But you know, that's to be expected. I feel Divine Feminine, though, is pretty much in an energy of whatever's going to happen is going to happen. It is what it is, right? Just kind of going with the flow, trying to release control of the things that are happening. I mean, still feel a little bit of trying to control the connection itself with Divine Feminine, okay? So try to release that if you can. I know it's easier said than done sometimes, but yeah, definitely feel Divine Masculine's kind of stepping up a little bit into that acceptance energy, just kind of accepting things as they are right now. Not fighting it too much, but still kind of in observance mode almost, kind of like, okay, well, what's going to happen here? Let me just see what happens, right? Just kind of taking it as it comes, which, that's good. That's a part of surrender right there, going with the flow, right? Still a little bit of control issues, though. All right, let's take a look at Divine Masculine, see what's going on with them today. Oh, yeah. Okay, yep. Definitely the ending of cycles, guys. It's happening. Yeah. So Divine Masculines. Some Divine Masculines are feeling very left out in the cold right now by definitely karmic situations. It may be a karmic situation that has deteriorated over time and is finally ending, and that's kind of where they're at right now. They're just kind of watching and waiting, but they still feel some resentment. They still feel sorrow. They feel guilt. Some of them feel left out in the cold by Divine Feminine. Maybe Divine Feminine has stepped back, okay? So they're getting it from both directions, from the karmic situation and from Divine Feminine. Some of them feel left out in the cold by themselves. Like, there's a lot of self-hatred coming in by way of guilt, most of it, you know. But they don't want to feel that way. They don't want to feel that way. But that's the way they're feeling right now. And they're trying to overcome it, really. They are trying to overcome it because they don't want to be in that energy anymore. They don't want to feel sorry for themselves anymore, right? But I'm still feeling some toxicity coming in, so addictions, drinking, coping mechanisms, you know, to help deal with this pain, this emotional pain, this rejection, this abandonment, you know, stuff that's kind of coming to the surface, all the insecurities that are kind of rising to the surface. A lot of them are still trying to escape from that by way of recreational drug use, you know, sex, porn, video games, whatever their addiction is, you know, anything can be an addiction. But I'm also feeling some obsession coming in here too. So, and this could be mirrored too, okay, so keep that in mind. And I do feel Divine Feminine is feeling this in the 5D quite a bit, but I feel like I said, there are shifts coming. So you're probably feeling the shifts happening too. I do feel that the energy is not as heavy as it was. But yeah, Divine Masculine's still a little bit triggered here. Trying to kind of navigate the triggers, trying to figure out why. Oh, Divine Truth. Trying to figure out how to move forward from it. Okay, don't want to feel trapped by the triggers, don't want to feel frustrated by the triggers, you know, trying to work their way out of it, okay? But it's like they'll make a couple of steps and then they kind of revert, and they make a couple of steps and they're 2 steps forward, 1 step back, basically, okay? But what it's doing is it is actually building up that inner strength, the resilience, and they're overcoming it. I do feel that. I do feel a lot of Divine Masculines are overcoming these triggers right now. They're overcoming the situation. They're trying to find that happy place, right? And I feel like because of everything that's happening right now, I feel a lot of stuff is being revealed to them. They are probably getting a lot of information from Spirit. They may be getting communication from you in the 5D. They might be getting a lot of aha moments. But a lot of them have been deceptive for a very, very long time, especially in their situations. And I feel like a lot has been revealed. I feel like a lot of illusions have been shattered, especially in a karmic situation recently. They maybe have learned something about their karmic, maybe a partner or a job or something like that. Or maybe if they're in a karmic relationship, maybe they found their karmic partner has found out something about them. Okay, that's triggering the ending of these cycles and that sort of thing. So, you know, and I always say this, the universe always contrives to find a way to get you the truth. It always happens. It happens to me all the time. Okay, so, you know, I do feel some divine masculines are being also very deceptive with divine feminine, revealing some truth, some feelings here. But I also feel that they're trying to embrace their spiritual side right now. It's almost like that's kind of where they're reverting to. Instead of the escapism, instead of the addiction, they're actually like, some of them may actually be praying. Some of them may actually be like trying to meditate, like trying to escape, like, you know, trying to get that centered, because they feel really out of control right now. Yeah, they feel really out of control as far as emotions go. There's a lot of emotion here, like I said earlier, with Venus coming out. Venus usually signifies emotions to me, not just love, but just emotion in general. So I feel a lot of emotions are coming up for divine masculine right now. A lot. But I do feel that a lot of them do want to come forward with an offer, possibly an emotional one. That cup isn't completely full, though, divine feminine, so just keep that in mind, that cup they want to offer. I almost feel like there is an underlying... I hate to say it this way, but almost like emotional manipulation. And I'm not sure if that's in the karmic situation or maybe with divine feminine. Maybe like, you know, divine masculine, like, you know, is trying to friend zone you or something like that just to keep you close because they don't want to lose you. And that's kind of emotional manipulation right there. But yeah, I mean, I do feel, again, some of you may be getting communication very, very soon. Your counterpart. But I also feel, again, they're getting messages from source too, and it's triggering them. So yeah, they're still a little triggered right now. But they're working through it, you know. But I do feel if you do get communication, it's going to be pretty quick. Like fast moving, maybe really like in and out, hot and cold, that sort of thing. The usual. So be prepared for that because it may trigger you as well. Alright, let's take a look at divine feminine. See what's going on with divine feminine. Okay. Yeah. So, a lot of divine feminines in this energy right now. They're standing in their power. Maybe they have, in fact, stepped away from divine masculine right now because they're focusing on their own stuff. Focusing on their abundance, focusing on what they're trying to achieve, what they're building, and just trying to manifest their way through the ending of some of these cycles as well. Okay. And I really feel a lot of balance coming for divine feminine. A lot of balance. That emotional intelligence that I've talked about before. Right? And, oh, yeah, okay, so this was just called to my attention. I feel like, yeah, divine feminine's definitely going through a transformation right now. And you've got the rat here, which the rat usually signifies luck and being resourceful. So I do feel a lot of divine feminines are trying to be resourceful right now with what they have to build something and to get to that happy place, right? To basically manifest their own happiness, and that's where they're at. Like literally focusing on this right now. Like, nope, you know what? This is my focus right now. Everything else can kind of just hang out for a second. You know, let me get myself situated. Let me get to where I need to go. Okay, so Divine Feminine really, really focused on that inner happiness, on that inner peace right now. Because Divine Feminine's tired of juggling too. And Divine Feminine's been juggling just as much as Divine Masculine. It just manifests different ways, right? She's been back and forth. She's been in indecision. She's been, you know, trying to see the signs from the universe, right? And sometimes not clear on them, right? So Divine Feminine's still kind of in this energy a little bit, but I do feel the choice is basically made. She knows what she's trying to do. She knows basically what she's going for. There's just some loose ends that need to be tied up, right? So Divine Feminine is just kind of working that out, you know? Moving towards her own wish fulfillment, moving towards her own goals, that she has set for herself, and Spirit is helping her do that, right? By way of messages, if you've asked for a sign, make sure that you're open to any sign. Otherwise, you may not see a sign, right? Because you'll be, quote unquote, expecting a certain one. So just make sure you're open to all signs, right? But yeah, definitely feel like Divine Feminine's very, very guided right now. And we've got some mirroring here with the Nine of Wands, too. Though, I mean, she is definitely triggered, but it's like, again, it's a trigger to move. There's a lot of movement happening right now. And Divine Feminine doesn't want to feel stuck either. She doesn't want to feel trapped by the triggers, so she's not, so she's saying, okay, again, one step at a time. Let's do this one step at a time. So if you've got a cluster trigger that's hitting you right now, just take a deep breath, focus on one at a time, and be honest. Once you start focusing on one, especially if they're interrelated, a lot of times they get progressively easier to kind of figure out, right? But yeah, Divine Feminine's done with the conflict. She doesn't want it anymore. She doesn't want the inner conflict. She doesn't want the external conflict. She doesn't. She just wants peace. She wants peace. So she's taking up her wand, right? So we've got, he's taking up his wand here, taking up his wand here, right? Taking up her wand to basically move forward and say, no more, no more. I have control of myself. I have control of, the things that, are in me to give, and I'm going to take up my wand and I'm going to move forward, okay? And now some of you may actually be being called into mission right now. If you haven't stepped into mission, you may be being called into mission, okay? So keep that in mind, and because the way it works, of course, this is a chain of events. So, there are people who are literally waiting for you to step into your role so that they can move forward. Do you see what I'm saying? That's what a light worker's job is to help wake others and to help guide them on their spiritual journey, whatever journey that may be, okay? Because everybody's on one, all right? But yeah, I feel like Divine Feminine is just full on ready to stand in her truth. Now, whether she's actually speaking her truth, whether she's actually integrating her truth is a different story, but she's ready. It's like she's just ready to be fully in her truth because she doesn't want to hide it anymore. She doesn't want to deceive anyone. She doesn't want to manipulate anyone anymore, right? Because let's be honest, I mean, Divine Feminine's been that energy too, okay? We're not victimless, all right? We've all been there. We've all been to where we are so afraid to lose something, or we're so afraid to be left out in the cold that we've all been guilty of trying to manipulate someone or a situation or something like that in order to keep it. Okay, but Divine Feminine's like, I can't, no, that's not what I want. That's not what I want at all, right? So some Divine Feminines have put up their shields here. They have kind of put up their boundaries a little bit. I'm getting some of you may have actually cut off 5D communication with your Divine Counterpart, which, that's up to you. I tried that. No bueno. But every set of twins is different, so what's going to work for me is not going to work for you. It just depends. So let's get some messages. Yeah, deception, guys. I'm telling you, there's a lot coming to the surface right now, and you may actually discover something about your counterpart as well. Alright. Some messages and advice from Source. Oh, that's fast. Alright. Cool. Yeah. Divine Feminine's really, really embracing her path, her future, her destiny. Right? And really moving forward accordingly. It's like she knows what she wants. She sees that happy place that she's trying to get to, right? Trying to ascend from the darkness here. So a lot of you are going through ascension right now. A lot of Divine Feminines are going through ascension. Divine Masculine too, actually. I feel like, a lot of them going through awakenings and whatnot, but they're also ascending at the same time. So like the process is definitely different, I feel, for Divine Masculines, and I've said this before. It's like Divine Feminine. So basically it's like whichever twin wakes up first. There's no rules necessarily, but it's usually Divine Feminine, not always, okay? So keep that in mind, take it as it resonates. But really, Divine Masculine's job is to wake up Divine Feminine. Divine Feminine starts doing the work. She starts going at a certain pace. She starts kind of, a little slow and steady, right? And then eventually she gets to the point where she's awakened and then, you know, doing the inner work, and then that awakens divine masculine, and that starts that process over, and they basically have to catch up. So it's like leaps and bounds to catch up to divine feminine, and eventually you're on the same path. Does that make sense? So you each have a different path to walk before you can come together, right? But just know that you're being divinely protected. You're being guided right now. Like I said earlier, you're definitely being guided. So just make sure that you're trusting in the plan, trusting in the process, okay? Clear out any negativity that may be surrounding you right now, any fear, any doubt, anything that may be coming in that's kind of throwing you off your game, okay? You definitely want to clear that out, all right? Make sure your channel is nice and clear for information coming from source. There is a lot of movement going on right now within most of the connections, okay? There's a lot of growing happening here, a lot of ascensions, truths being told, truths being revealed, you know, things like that. So things are moving. Things are changing. There is a huge shift happening right now in the connections. And with, you know, each individual twin, there are shifts happening. Okay? So just take it one step at a time, guys. Everything's going to be fine. And try not to overthink it, right? Alright, guys. Well, I hope this has resonated. If it has, please like, share, subscribe, and I guess I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.